The main idea is to do exactly what you do with the leg drag. You twist the body. So the upper body is facing one side and the lower body is facing the other side. So if, right now, he has this ability to frame because his hands and knees are pointing to the same direction. So it creates like a ball here where I keep bouncing and it's protecting him. And by keeping his elbows and knees close to each other like this and connected, it gives him that strength and protects his upper body. So for me to pass his guard, it's important to separate the elbow and the knee and break that line. So right now, if you pay attention, the elbow and the knee will be creating this line here, and this is a strong frame, especially from this position and from this distance. From the moment that I'm able to break this, I open this space, and normally this is when I'm able to pass. Like every or most of the passing position will happen whenever you break that frame and you're able to penetrate in the guard. The leg weave is a way to do that. So normally I start with that grip, and I showed going like halfway just to open space and get my elbow in. But if I want to finish the position, I would keep moving to that side using my legs until his knees touch the mat. So I would do this. I scoop with my legs. So normally I start here, and then I get my knee under. So it's gonna give me strength to push into that side. And as soon as I start going, now I shift my hip, placing my knee behind his leg. Doing this. And now I finish the position right here, where my knee is under his leg, and his bottom leg is normally on top of my leg. So that's why it's hard for him to step on the mat. So normally we're holding, and it's hard for the person to step on the mat and hip escape. So normally we are here. And to stabilize this position, I create a tripod pressure where my hip is higher than my shoulder, and I'm able to hold him down. After I get here, then it's just a matter of like doing a good leg work to escape from the hooks, and I stabilize over the hip again. I start here. I scoop his leg with my leg and then pushing him to that side by shifting my hip and entering my knee below his legs. Okay, so look how my knee is here. And then I'm pulling this leg on top of my leg. Normally I try to get a hold of his hip and create that tripod pressure where all the weight's on my upper body now. There's like his legs are not going to be strong enough to lift my lower body. So I don't need that. I don't need the pressure there. All I need is to stay connected to him so I can keep moving until I can release my leg from the hooks and pass his guard. So normally we do this technique from the reverse de la riva. We could do from different positions. I will show from the de la riva as well. But this is the main idea for the technique, is to fold and tripod over his legs, putting him in an angle where he's not controlling anymore, and his knees and upper body are going to opposite directions. Another technique that we use from here, and it's very effective like whenever you're moving, and allows you to switch sides, which is very important. It's something that I want to talk about whenever you're passing. If you like, just like how you have to figure out which distance is important for you or is good for you, it's very important that you try to see which side of the guard is stronger whenever you're fighting the person. So if I'm fighting against Steinen and I'm passing to this side, but I feel the frame really strong, it might be worth to try to switch and pass the other side. And I try to do that a lot, and a lot of times I'm able to find one side that's much weaker than the other. So if I'm trying to pass here and I'm having trouble where I feel kind of really strong, then by switching and going to the other side, a lot of times like the strong hand goes on the bottom or goes on the top, and the person is not able to create that same control, or the leg that he's using for the reversal hiva or for the knee shield is not as effective and strong, and that changes everything and changes the way you feel the frame. And a lot of times, like most of the time, I'm able to figure out which side is better, and I keep attacking the weak side. A way to do that is using leg trap. So leg trap, normally, like starting from the same position, I try to control his leg and trap the leg in the knee shield position. So normally he's gonna be in this position already, and if you want to do a knee slide, the long step, you're gonna be trying to push the knee out of the way. And as soon as you feel that you're having difficulty doing that, because the knee, it's always in this position, and a lot of times they open the knee like this, you're gonna try to hold the knee right here. And normally I try to get a grip on the belt or a grip on the pants, and I get my shoulder on the inside. When my shoulder is on the inside, his leg is gonna be resting on my biceps. And that's how I create this trap. So I get here, and the leg is on my biceps. A lot of people, they make the mistake of putting the shoulder on the outside. If you put the shoulder on the outside, it's not the same kind of control, and you allow the person to hook your shoulder with their foot. So it's very difficult for you to move then. So hand on the outside, shoulder on the inside, and trying to go as low as possible so you can push the foot down. You don't want the foot to be on your back. If the foot's on your back, you're gonna be off balance. Okay, so I'll be moving, trying to get to the grip, and then I catch his leg. Able to trap. A lot of times, like I force like the attack on this side, and then as soon as I feel the resistance here, he's pushing, I switch to the other side. So I'll have to let go of this collar in order to go to the other side, because I have to move back a little bit. Okay, so for a second, I'm gonna go to the far distance so I can switch to the other side. So I'm here, look, I move, and then I put myself in a leg drag. Again. Can do a long step. He's defending. I move. Leg drag. Look how, to understand this technique, I think it's very important to understand its mechanics, because if the foot's strapped close to his hip and the knee's pointing up, whenever I go to a tripod posture, there's a lot of space to move around. So if I get here, look how my shoulder goes down, my hip goes up. So that's why I'm able to go around. And look how I turn my body so the foot pass to this side. If I stop right here, look, he's gonna try to use this foot to push me away. So I don't stop halfway. As soon as I start going, look, I go all the way to the side, and I place my knee under to create a leg drag. And then of course I'm gonna try to get a hold of the collar or get a strong underhook so I can maintain that distance, because the main reaction here will be the person trying to push and trying to escape. A good drill that we can use, it's combine these 4 techniques that are very effective, and it's something that we do a lot in the academy. And that for sure, there's a style of training like flowing on top and combining the move with the person on bottom just doing guard retention. It allows us to be creative with the sequence and understand the pace that we feel comfortable. Some people are gonna do that in high intensity, super fast. Some people are gonna try to be more technical in this lower pace. I think the most important for you is to try to find that pace where you feel good. And that's the pace that normally you're gonna try to use during the fight. So I'm gonna move, just do guard retention, and I'll be moving on top. So normally, like to train that, you can set up the time and do that for like 2 minutes. Person on bottom reacting. It allows the person on bottom to train their reaction from the bottom too, which is also very important because whenever you get on bottom and the person is moving a lot like this, if you don't respond fast to those attacks, you get past. And the person on top connecting the moves. More important than understanding the techniques, it's understanding which distance you're working and what's important from each distance. And again, this distance is a distance that you have to combine moves. You have to be persistent, and more importantly, you try to keep that distance so the person doesn't push you and keep replacing the legs. So if you get to the medium distance, you stay there and keep combining the moves from that position until you pass the guard. Is a distance that will for sure make the person get really, really tired. And is a distance where, like, in my opinion, especially the way I fight, it allows me to rest a lot because if I have the grip on the collar and I have knee slide position, it's easy for me to stop the person from attacking me. Now, like same distance, but a different position from the top, we're going to study from the De La Riva. It's, the concept is similar, is combining moves, being persistent with attacks, and not letting the person feel comfortable. This is a very common position. So normally, to understand the De La Riva, it's important to recognize what the person on bottom is trying to do first. Okay, so the De La Riva, the person is trying to turn your knee to the inside and create a way to go to your back. This is mostly what the person on bottom is trying to do with the De La Riva. It allows you to twist and apply pressure on the knee. So if I'm not doing anything from here, like the person on the bottom, they're gonna start applying pressure and making me, like forcing me to rotate my body until they can go to my back. So this is like the main thing that I need to understand to be effective with my attacks here. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is like how I place my foot and my knee. In this position here, if my toes are pointing to the inside like this, my knee will be pointing to the inside. So see how my